الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره قد جاءتكم بينة من ربكم فأوفوا الكيل والميزان ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين ولا تقعدوا بكل صراط توعدون وتصدون عن سبيل الله من آمن به وتبغونها عوجا واذكروا إذ كنتم قليلا فكثركم وانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المفسدين. وإن كان طائفة منكم آمنوا بالذي أرسلت به وطائفة لم يؤمنوا فاصبروا حتى يحكم الله بيننا وهو خير الحاكمين. صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So the stories of Anbiya that are going on in Surah Al-A'raf, this is the fifth one. And this is about a place called Madian, which still exists today in Jordan. And Hazrat Shuaib, who was their Nabi, ala Nabina alayhi salatu wassalam, he is reportedly one of the sons of Sayyidina Ibrahim ala Nabina alayhi salatu wassalam. The two famous sons of Sayyidina Ibrahim were Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam and Hazrat Khalilullah, Hazrat Zabihullah, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam. But there was 4 or 5 other sons, reportedly after a marriage that he did after the passing away of Sayyidah Sarah or Sayyidah Hajra. So there's different sons from it. Madain and Madian are two sons of Ibrahim who are from that wife. And there was others, roughly 5 or 6 reportedly. So Madian was one of those sons, and from him Hazrat Shuaib was a son in that lineage. Hazrat Shuaib was in that lineage of Madian, who was a son of that concubine or that wife of Hazrat Ibrahim ala Nabiyina alayhi salatu wassalam. This is also the name of that nation. That name of that nation is from that person. For example, sometimes it happens that if there's a person in the ancestors who's famous, then after their name the whole nation is named. So this nation was named Madian, and this was also the city. The city was also called that same name. So وَإِلَى مَدْيَنَ أَخَاهُمْ شُعَيْبًا, to Madian we sent their brother Shuaib. قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ. He said, O my people, worship Allah. You have no God other than Him. قَدْ جَاءَتْكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. There has come to you a clear sign from your Lord. فَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ. Kail means measure, and Mizan means balance, which means weighing. So فَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ, give the measure and the weight in full. فَأَوْفُوا, fulfill it. So whenever you are measuring something that you're selling, then make sure that you measure it appropriately. Don't cut it short. Don't deceive the person who's buying it from you. Wal mizan, when you are selling something by weight, then make sure that you weigh the full balance and don't cut it short. Wala tabkhasu an-nasa ashya'ahum, and not only these two ways but also in any other way. Do not make people short of their things. So do not hold things deceptively from people. وَلَا تَبْخَسُوا النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. This sentence we have covered, came in Surah Al-A'raf before, that do not spread corruption or disorder on this earth after it has been straightened or set in order, which means that follow the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not create disorder. ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. This is good for you, this is better for you if you are among the believers. So these are two things that the people of Sayyidina Shuaib were famous for, that they would hurt and harm people by when they are selling, they would not give them the full amount. وَلَا تَقْعُدُوا, the third thing that they used to do, وَلَا تَقْعُدُوا بِكُلِّ صِرَاطٍ تُوعِدُونَ وَتَصُدُّونَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِهِ. Their Nabi is telling them, وَلَا تَقْعُدُوا, do not sit in every path, بِكُلِّ صِرَاطٍ, do not sit in every path, تُوعِدُونَ وَتَصُدُّونَ, threatening and preventing, وَتَصُدُّونَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, preventing from the path of Allah, مَنْ آمَنَ بِهِ, that the people who believe in Allah. وَتَبْغُونَهَا عِوَجًا, and seeking a twist in it. So what they used to do was, there was two things. They would sit in the paths and they would basically they would steal from people. Not steal, but take from people by force. And the other thing that they used to do was that whoever was a believer or whoever they knew was a believer, then they would create questions in their mind. They would come up with things and they would create confusions in their mind. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His Nabi is telling them that do not sit in every path and do this, that you steal from people, take from people, and you try to prevent people from the path of Allah by creating confusion in their mind. وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ كُنْتُمْ قَلِيلًا فَكَثَّرَكُمْ. Remember the blessing of Allah. So this is by way of telling them that Allah did good to you. وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ كُنْتُمْ قَلِيلًا, you were very few. فَكَثَّرَكُمْ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increased you in your number and you became this many. وَانظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُفْسِدِينَ. And also by way of tarheeb or warning, look at what happened. كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُفْسِدِينَ, look at what the end was with the mufsideen, or those who created disorder. So the nations that had gone before them, the nation of Sayyidina Nuh, Sayyidina Hud, Sayyidina Salih, and Sayyidina Lut. So look at what happened to them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished them if they did not listen. وَإِن كَانَ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْكُمْ آمَنُوا, if a group from among you has believed, بِالَّذِي أُرْسِلْتُ بِهِ, believed in what I have been sent with what Sayyidina Shuaib has been sent with, وَطَائِفَةٌ لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا, and the ta'ifa or the group that has not brought faith. So they had brought forth this question. One of the confusions that they created in mind was of the believers, that if you are believers and you are believing in Allah and only in Allah and not doing shirk and not doing those things that the Prophet forbids from doing, and we are doing all those things, then what's the difference between you and us? You are also prosperous, or you are also living, and we are also living. So the answer is, فَاصْبِرُوا حَتَّى يَحْكُمَ اللَّهُ بَيْنَنَا. We may look the same, we are existing peacefully in the same way, but wait, this is not forever. فَاصْبِرُوا حَتَّى يَحْكُمَ اللَّهُ بَيْنَنَا. There will be, wait for that time, very soon Allah will decide between us. وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الْحَاكِمِينَ. He is the best of all judges. So He knows the appropriate time. He is giving you time to come back and to come to senses, but if you don't do it, then the decision is going to come. It's not going to be that we are the same forever. قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قومه. The chiefs of his people said, لَنُخْرِجَنَّكَ, we will, these people were, they did arrogance. They said, لَنُخْرِجَنَّكَ يَا شُعَيْبُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَكَ مِنْ قَرْيَتِنَا. Will expel you out, Ya Shuaib, O Shuaib, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, and those who have brought faith ma'aka, with you, min qaryatina, from our town. أَوْ لَتَعُودُنَّ فِي مِلَّتِنَا, or you shall have to turn to our faith, or you have to turn to our faith. So either become like us, stop believing, or we'll expel you. قَالَ أَوَلَوْ كُنَّا كَارِهِينَ. He said, even if we hate it, Sayyidina Shuaib is answering them that even if we hate it, قَدْ افْتَرَيْنَا عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا إِنْ عُدْنَا فِي مِلَّتِكُمْ. We would be forging a lie against Allah, in عُدْنَا فِي مِلَّتِكُمْ, if we turn to your faith. بَعْدَ إِذْ نَجَّانَ اللَّهُ مِنْهَا, after Allah has freed us from it, given us salvation from it. وَمَا يَكُونُ لَنَا أَن نَعُودَ فِيهَا إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ رَبُّنَا. So Sayyidina Shuaib basically responded to them that this would be forging a lie against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah has given us a clear sign and shown us that He is the one Lord. He has given a clear message to me, and now if I turn back, then it will be as if I'm saying that your way is correct and what Allah has told me is wrong. So that will be forging a lie against Allah. It could not, basically he said it's basically impossible. But because he was not arrogant, he said that إِلَّا أَن يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ رَبُّنَا, even I am going to stay steadfast on my faith as long as Allah wishes it for me, as long as Allah intends for me. And if we do something to such an evil extent that if Allah Himself decides for us to turn away from faith, then that will happen. وَسِعَ رَبُّنَا كُلَّ شَيْءٍ عِلْمًا, and it is the knowledge of our Lord that has encompassed everything. So Allah has encompassed everything with His knowledge. عَلَى اللَّهِ تَوَكَّلْنَا, and in our iman, in our faith, we rely on Allah. رَبَّنَا افْتَحْ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَ and everything else as well. رَبَّنَا افْتَحْ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَ قَوْمِنَا بِالْحَقِّ وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الْفَاتِحِينَ. Then he prayed to Allah that, oh our Lord, our Rabb, decide between us and our people with truth, and you are the best of all judges. وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الْفَاتِحِينَ. So this is we have not completed it yet. We'll complete it inshallah tomorrow. There's a few ma'arif, next Monday inshallah there's a few ma'arif as well. The Prophet Shuaib, he had basically told them a thing that was of benefit to them in this world and in the hereafter as well. So when he has said that ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ, that is best for you, it's way better for you, it's much better for you if you listen to me and bring faith. Because not only are you going to get salvation in the hereafter, but also this is good for your worldly peace. Because if you are not a peaceful people, if you are sitting on the ways and taking from people, or you are not selling things properly with the proper measure and weight, then you are going to lose in this world as well. But because people are not going to trust you. But the way the disbelievers looked at it was that we are going to make more by this, because they were looking at the urgent immediate benefit. And in the ayah that we'll do inshallah next week, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clarified this difference, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clearly stated that those people who are not listening to Shuaib alayhi salam, they are the khasirun, they are the ones they are the losers. And we'll inshallah do it on Monday. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.